Hello, ladies. Can you all hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you great. You look great. Your motor. I see all the nice, good stuff behind you.
Yes, ma'am. I just ran in from an SATB, actually. I said, I gotta go.
Well, thank you so much. And I see General Lodi. Ma'am, it was great talking. Oh, she's still signing in. I see them all coming in. You know, this is why we do it early. You know, Murphy's Law. I sat in on one last night. The 73rd Ordnance Battalion is starting. It started their very first one last night. So it was great.
Yes, ma'am. That's good.
So excited to have you both on here. And you know, I'm gonna just call you you both are my new sheroes. I'm just gonna say, you know, and I get to introduce you too. So that's what's even better. I get to tell people all the amazing stuff, not all of it, because they have your bio, but the stuff that they really don't know about the first, you know, being the first of things. People don't realize we're still breaking ceilings. We're still making differences. So I'm so excited for them to talk to you all. Did General Lodi give you a call earlier? Maybe an hour ago. I know she's still signing in. Just
I talked to her last night.
Evening. I'll say it again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to January 2022. First and foremost, Happy New Year and welcome to the new year. We're already experiencing snowstorms, so hopefully we'll come out of this really fast. But again, welcome to the new year. We're so excited to get started with some great speakers tonight. For those of you just joining us for the very first time, welcome, and we hope you'll join us again. For those of you coming back with us and were avid fans last year, thank you so much for returning, and we look forward to having a great year with you all. So first and foremost, before we get started on any FMMP session, I will tell you we always thank all the prayers that we've had, all the blessings we've had. We send up a prayer, and so I'd like to ask that Mary Tang give us the prayer for the evening before we get started. Captain Tang, you there?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I would like to start off by asking the Lord to grant us grace to grow deeper and give us the respect to care for each other. Help us recognize our internal strengths that you have provided as we adjust to our new surroundings. Grant us the wisdom and courage to assist us with others that are struggling as we move on to different locations. Lord, guide us with the fortitude to push forward during moments of weakness, and let us give thanks to serve you, sir, with humility. Bless us with every love that you have given us, and continue to provide us with kindness. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Mary. That was wonderful. Mary is a company commander out here in the 59th Ordnance Brigade and doing a wonderful job. And so not only is she taking the time to be here with us, but she has a group of people that she leads out there. And so I just say that because I know all of you all have a role in the community, and thank you all for joining us this evening. And so with that, I am so honored to have these two wonderful guests with us tonight. Later on this evening, I'm going to be able to introduce a number of the special guests that we have online because we always have them dialing in. But the honor of introducing these two phenomenal women to you all. We've sent out bios on them, but there's some things I want to tell you about that you just might not know about them. And then we're going to let them have the opportunity to talk to you about cultivating a learning organization. And so with that, I'd like to first introduce Brigadier General Paula Lodi. Now, she's a native of Massachusetts. She is currently the Deputy Commanding General of the U.S. Army Medical Command. But something that you all may not know, it came out in 2019. General Lodi is the first female commander, of the 44th Medical Brigade when she was a brigade commander. And she's the younger sister of Major General Maria Barrett. Now, why do I bring up her sister? Well, she and her sister actually made history as the Army's very first ever sister generals in our Army. And so with that, understanding that they in the family had a mission or goal whether it started young as young girls or started later on in their career, but they made history by becoming the first generals out there as females and siblings, first sibling generals. And that was out, that article was in the Washington Post in 2019. So ma'am, that in itself is just a phenomenal feat. I can't even imagine how many other firsts you've had, but I think that, you know, just having that under your belt to tell people, me and my sister kept each other motivated. I have a twin sister online tonight, so I'll just tell you, it keeps us motivated as well. So congratulations on making history and continue to make history. And thank you so much for being with us this evening. And next, we have another phenomenal leader who has made history herself, Command Sergeant Major Veronica Knapp. Now, for those of you, she is the 34th Command Sergeant Major of the 101st Airborne Division. But more important than that, she's the very first female Command Sergeant Major of the 101st Airborne Division down at Fort Campbell, which in itself is a feat, because that means she's the very first female that served as a division leader in the ranks that she's in. And so just understanding, when I say the first, just imagine what that means, being in a room and having people understand that you are the first to break a ceiling. And so that's why this evening's Cultivating a Learning Organization is such a great topic for these women to talk to you about, because they had to help that organization learn that they too can be the ones in there and be phenomenal leaders. So with that, ladies, I'm going to turn it over to you, General Lodi and Command Sergeant Major Knapp. And I know you all have some great conversations. You're going to volley back and forth, or you're going to give us a great message. And so we're going to take some great notes, because we have a ton of questions that we're going to probably want to ask at the end. And so before we get started, I just want to remind everyone, if you have questions, please enter them in the chat room if you'd like us to ask them for you, or use the feature on your Zoom that allows you to raise your hand, and we will call on you when it's time to ask questions. So please get them ready, and these ladies are ready to field any questions you have for them. And so with that, ma'am, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Colonel Pritchard Brown. Thank you for helping guide us this evening. Thank everyone who's on the net giving up their personal time to invest in this. I do want to thank our host, Major General Simmerly, and the CASCOM team that promotes this wonderful program, and Brigadier General Layler. I know you're on the net, and I know you're going to have to drop off for much more important and pressing issues, namely your son's birthday. So, but thank you and the team for your support of this program. It reminds us, it at least reminds me, that I did not get where I'm at without the support of my male counterparts, and without learning as much from them as hopefully I was able to teach them along the way. When I engage with groups, I find that I experienced a lot of the same challenges coming up through the ranks as what I hear some of the younger women today express kind of frustration with. So I want to make sure that nobody underestimates the progress that we've made. In fact, Major General Simmerly was a CGSC small group classmate of mine. And I distinctly remember one day, about a month into the course, that we had stayed behind. A couple of us had stayed behind to do homework. And one of our classmates, not Major General Simmerly, said, "Boy, you really know what you're talking about. You're pretty sharp. If we had to do peer evals the first day, I'd have put you at the bottom, but now I'd probably put you closer to the top." And I said, "Well, why would you have put me at the bottom right off the bat? I was the only female in the small group." And this gentleman actually thought that I was there as some form of training aid, that there was just this requirement to have one female in each small group for the purposes of learning. And so if you think we've come a long way as a learning organization in a forum like this, you should know just how far we've come. I am super stoked to be on this panel to begin with, and more importantly, to be on this panel with Command Sergeant Major Knapp. I am married to a former Command Sergeant Major, and I have spent 32 years firmly believing that nothing good in my career would have happened to me without the support, guidance, and in most cases, sage counsel and protectorship of a senior NCO. And so I'm just really, really excited to be on this with Sergeant Major Knapp. Colonel Pritchard, we talked earlier and you said to talk to the group as an intro about what folks might not know about me, what they couldn't get out of my bio, and I'll roll fairly quickly through that. I'll just say to all the ladies out there, to all the leaders out there, I had to grow into the leader I am today. When I was a cadet, when I was a second lieutenant, when I was a captain, the audio didn't really match the visual. I was insecure. I felt inadequate. I felt a lot of the same stresses that I hear people experience today. I wondered all the time if I was good enough, particularly when I was in a room full of male counterparts. I would say being a wife and a mother smoothed a lot of that out for me. I got a lot of support from my husband, and I've learned a lot from my daughters. A lot about myself and a lot about how to be an effective leader. My daughters are both now soldiers in the military, both in the United States Army Reserve, one about to commission in May, and one a specialist in the military intelligence branch. And so I have a lot invested in the future of our Army, because some of the folks on this net may be in a position someday to lead or be led by one of my daughters. And so, I think just to leave it off, Colonel Pritchard Brown opened it up. The fact that my sister and I attained the rank of general officer is remarkable. I think it's a testament to a lot of things. Certainly it's a testament to our parents and our upbringing. It's certainly, if you ask her or I on any given day, it's a testament to hard work and the ability to take advantage of opportunities as they present themselves to you. But I think it's also a testament to the Army. And if we're here today to talk about the Army as a learning organization, there's a bit of an epiphany when my sister and I became the first two female general officers who were also happened to be sisters, that it is a bit of a testimony to the Army and what the Army can do when it kind of takes its blinders off a bit and opens the aperture. So that's about as far as I'll go into what you may not know about me, minus the Q&A session. So for today's panel, we have an hour and a half, and Sergeant Major and I kind of agreed that the quicker we can get through our scripted remarks and into your questions, the better off we'll all be. We have an hour and a half to learn from each other. And if we're going to be a learning organization, it's not a one-way conversation. Sergeant Major and I prepared kind of some structure to it. And we're really looking forward to the discussion. And I think we have a hot mic out there.
Hola.
Hot mic, please. Everyone turn your phone,
Spanish,
your audio on mute.
Spanish or English?
Mr. Pablo, I will mute you. Let me see if I can mute you.
Spanish or English?
Mari, can you mute him, please? Oh, there you go. Thanks.
Okay.
I am from Peru.
Okay.
We're reaching Peru.
So we talked a little bit about whether leading in a learning organization came from the top down or bottom up or both. We talked about whether or not it was more effective to lead a learning organization through command assignments or staff assignments. We talked about the operational versus the institutional environment, and where should we be learning about how to lead learning organizations. And then we thought that maybe at some point throughout the evening that talking about BCAP or the People First Task Force might create some space for discussion.
Still in here?
Oh, y'all better turn your speakers down, bro. I don't give no fuck, bro. I don't care if the music loud, nigga. I'm not your daddy, nigga. Turn your speakers down, pussy, nigga.
Okay, so now we don't know who that is. So let's change all this. Okay, so because I don't know what someone has gotten. Okay, ma'am, I'm going to go on and now, and if you all could hang up for now because I don't know what's going on. Of course, we have someone. Amen. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have to end this evening.
Go to Zoom calls on Twitter, baby. Let's go.
Great. We're going to end the session. Ladies and gentlemen, please hang up and we will talk to you another time. We'll send an email back. Ladies and gentlemen, please hang up your phone.
Shut the fuck up.
Look at her face. Jeez, look at her face.
Ladies and gentlemen, please hang up your phone.